How's it going, everyone? Equinox Phoenix here, and today we are going to take a look at my winter 2023 anime pickups. But before that, apologies for the lack of a top 10 for summer. That will go up after I watch the time I got reincarnated as a slime movie in like 3 weeks. um, Unfortunately, that movie is part of fall, and I was waiting for that to come out. It never came out online, which means I actually have to go out and watch it. So I just figure, Plus, it also gives me more time to actually give you a definitive top 10. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. Also, apologies if I have more pauses than normal or if I like flinch on screen. I'm a bit under the weather today. Uh, So, it is what it is. Also, I'm wearing one of the T Public shirts anyway. First things first. Tensei Ojo to Tensai Reijo no Maho Kakume. This is an anime that technically has already started, apparently. But hey, cool. Anyway, despite her supposed ineptitude with regular magic, Princess Anisphia defies aristocracy's expectations by developing magicology, a unique magical theory based on memories from her past life. One day, she witnesses the brilliant noblewoman Euphilia unjustly stripped of her title as the kingdom's next monarch. That's when An- Anisphia concocts a plan to help Euphilia regain her good name, which somehow involves them living together and researching magic. Little do these two ladies know, however, that their chance encounter will alter not only their own futures, but those of the kingdom and the entire world. I gotta say, episode one is pretty much a banger. It dropped December 10th. I managed to get a hold of it yesterday. And it's actually pretty good. Anyway, Ars no Kyoju. The great beast created the land, but humans stole it. Angered, the beast began eating humans, who it in turn called upon the gods to fight the beasts. In the age of the sword, heroes of mythology, giant beasts are hunted by humans for profit. Jiro, who makes his living hunting beasts, encounters Kumi, who is being chased by someone, and in that moment decides to save her. As rumors spread regarding humanity and a mysterious experiment, together they seek to discover the world's secrets. Source High Dive, so that'll be how you watch it. Ayakashi Triangle. Matsuri Kazamaki and Kanade are childhood friends bonded by their shared ability to see Ayakashi, yokai in search of a life force to devour. However, an high school relationship deteriorates as Suzu's one-sided feelings are growing, so is the difference in their Ayakashi views. Matsuri considers all Ayakashi a threat to his friend, while Suzu is an Ayakashi medium, someone who exudes a significant amount of life force compared to the average human and loves them all despite the risk. When the two stumble upon a talking white cat named Shirogane, they are unaware that it is a 400-year-old Ayakashi known as the King of Ayakashi. He is hell-bent on gaining even more power by devouring Suzu, but as Matsuri swoops in to try and save her by stealing Shogane's powers, the Ayakashi uses a jutsu to turn him into a girl instead. Matsuri vows to protect Suzu from further harm as her best friend, but he must learn how to act like a girl until his grandfather, a famous Winjutsu exorcist ninja, can undo the jutsu. Meanwhile, Suzu must work out romantic feelings for Matsuri now that he is no longer a boy. But when Matsuri takes the king as his pet, the future of the two friends seems uncertain. Oh, oh, that's actually kind of funny. I'm reading these for like the second time. Obviously, the fact that they're on the list means I read through them by clicking on later, and y'all know how the new style is. Like I compile it up, and right before they go live, as soon as I have like what day they're all uh gonna be on, I give you guys the video. Anyway, Benria Saito-san Isekai ni Iku. Saito is an ordinary handyman that gets transported to another world, where skills are very useful. He starts to really understand what it means to be needed. I wish I was needed. Bungo Stray Dogs fourth season. I still haven't finished the first season. Um, and then Danmaki season 4 part 2. part one ended in such a like the season is not finished way that like very long title that hold on a second. Eyo bu wo kiwameru tame tensei su soshite sekai saikyo no minari kishi. I have to look at the link at the bottom of the screen. You guys can't see that part, but I can. Anyway, from his deathbed, Hero King Inglis, the divine knight and master of all he surveys, gazes down on the empire he built with his mighty hand. Having devoted his life to statecraft and his subjects' well-being, his one unfulfilled wish is to live again, for himself this time, a warrior's life he devoted himself to before his rise to power. His patron goddess Alistia hears his plea and smiles upon him, flinging his soul into the far future. Goddesses work in mysterious ways. Not only is Inglis now the daughter of a minor noble family, but at her first coming of age ceremony at 6, she's found ineligible to begin her knighthood. However, for Lady Inglis' ambition, this is less a setback and more the challenge she was reborn to overcome. It's not the blood that runs through your veins that makes a knight. It's the blood you shed on the battlefield. The curtain rises on the legend of an extraordinary lady squire reborn to master the blade. Wait. Oh. That's funny. Hikari no O. Hikari no O takes place in the aftermath of humanity's last war. The world is enveloped with a black forest. The people have become infected with a pathogen that causes them to burst into flame in the presence of natural fire. The only safe source of fire can be obtained by hunting black beasts, flame spirits, which reside deep in the forest. Among the fire hunters, rumors of the king of fire hunters began spreading recently, an individual who would be able to harvest the made star, the Millennium Comet that once wandered the void. The story revolves around Toko, a village raised girl, and Koshi, a former student in the capital. The encounter between the two, who are not supposed to cross paths, will change the fate of the world. Hyoken no Maju Tsushi ga Sekai wo Suberu. Everyone knows the most powerful soldier, the Ice Blade Magician, who led the country to victory 3 years ago. A few know his true name, Ray White. After weathering through a bloody war, Ray enrolls at Arnold Academy. Red experienced a normal life, a luxury he never had. To further his goal, he keeps his identity as the Ice Blade Magician a secret. The scars of the past still haunting him to this very day. Despite being ostracized for being a commoner, Ray befriends the prideful yet kind Amelia Rose, the muscle-brained Evie Armstrong, and the shy and bookish Elisa. However, conspiracies lurking in the academy walls, and Ray is tasked with hunting down a spy whose motives remain unclear. Protect his newfound friends and the people he holds dear. Ray will do whatever it takes, even if it means confronting his past. Isekai Nonbiri Noka. Having died of sickness at the age of 39, Machio Hiraku is given the opportunity to go to another world. When asked what his wish is by God, intending to give him strength, he requests to have a healthy body. Offered a second wish, he chooses to live peacefully. A third wish, to be able to know the local language. And for a final wish, to be able to be a farmer. This is the second season of an anime. It's like she doesn't want to feel pain, so she maxes out her defense stat or some shit like that. I don't remember the English title. Let me open it up. Hold up. I need to open up thingy. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Season 2. Okay. Kaiko Sareta Ankoku Heishi 30 Die no Slow na Second Life. The Dark Soldier Dario, 30 years old, who can't use magic despite being in the Demon Lord's army, was fired for his lack of capacity. Having been raised by the previous Demon Lord himself, he finds that his adoptive brother, the new Demon Lord, has little use for him. However, after rescuing a village girl from a forest monster, Dario is invited into her village and starts to realize that he may be considerably more powerful than what he thought. Oh god, why do I get the feeling he's gonna have to go fight his, Kamitachi Season 2. We're just gonna... Kori Zokusei Danshi Toku na Dorio Joshi. Oh, Himuro is an officer worker who belongs to a race of supernatural beings with strange powers. So whenever he is in deep concentration, he subconsciously plunges his poor coworkers into a close rendition of the Arctic. Even so, contrary to his icy powers, Himuro is a warm and kind person. He likes flowers and cats, but alas, he cannot get too close to either. Himuro has a soft spot for his colleague Fuyutsuki, a calm woman who has a knack for providing simple solutions to his unconventional problems. Whenever Fuyutsuki does something for him, a snowstorm of emotions builds inside Imuro's heart, and he fails to notice the raging snowstorm he causes on the office floor. Thanks to his snowy tantrums, Imuro's feelings are apparent to everyone but Fuyutsuki. However, fueled by immense adoration and desire, Himuro is prepared to do whatever it takes to capture her heart. Oh, that's so sweet. Also a bit weird, but still sweet. Alright. Kubo-san wa mob wo yurusanai. High school student Junta Shiraishi has a simple goal: to live a fulfilling youth. However, achieving this goal appears to be harder than expected, as everyone in his surroundings often fails to notice him due to his lack of presence. In fact, Shiraishi's lack of presence is so severe that people think his seat in class is always empty, and mistakenly assume that he often skips school. There is even a weird rumor spreading around in class claiming that those who successfully spot Shiraishi will be blessed with good fortune for the day. So far, the only person who notices his existence is Nagisa Kubo, the girl seated next to him. Fortunately for him, though, Kubo likes to tease him on a daily basis and often puts him into unprecedented and nerve-wracking situations. However, as Kubo's playful antics continue to involve the reluctant Shiraishi, he may soon discover that his youth might not be as boring as he initially thought. This man is living a fulfilling youth, his dream. But also, honestly, I wish I wasn't noticed by everyone in my when I was in school. Jeez, man, I just wanted to sleep. And Kyoko Suiri season 2 and Majutsu Orphan Hagure Tabi Urban Rama Hen. It's the third season of Majutsu Orphan. Honestly, I never watched the original of Orphan, but I do like the remake, so I'm enjoying it. Misfit of Demon Academy season 2, part 1. At least this one we know that there's a part 2 coming, so it's not gonna be a sudden shock when it ends part way. Mononogatari. So Monogatari, both an extra no. Tsukumogami spirit or Marebito can possess objects of considerable age and gain a physical form. Although he's part of the Sayanome clan that is in charge of peacefully sending him back to their own world, Hyoma Kunato despises them because one took away what was very precious to him. In order to cure him of this loathing, Hyomo's grandfather sends him to live with Botan Nagatsuki, a girl who is the master of 6 friendly Tsukumogami and lives with them as a family. Oh no. It's gonna be one of those. Bandai Namco Pictures. Oh boy. So do we watch it and flip a coin, guys? Flip a coin. BNP. It's done by BNP. Flip a coin on whether it actually finishes or not. Yes, I'm still salty, but I got to never actually having a finish for the original series. Anyway, Mo Ippon. After one last tournament and an embarrassing loss in the final round, Michi decides to call quits on the sport of judo. Between high school social activities and entrance exams, she'll have no time to compete in the martial arts she loves most, but putting aside old hobbies is a normal part of growing up. Still, the love of judo lingers and it comes back full force when she meets her new classmate, Toa. The go bested Michi in her final match. Toa wants to form a judo club at their school, but she'll need new members to get it up and running. United by their love of judo, they'll throw in their passions into the ring together and score Ippon again. I remember reading this and I was just like, yeah. Oh, Nier Automata anime. Uh, uh, I'm terrified. Ningen Fushin no Bukensha Tachi ga Sekai wo Suku yu desu. The story begins with Nick, an experienced adventurer whose party is led by his mentor and father figure Argus. Following the completion of the latest job, Nick discovers a chunk of the money and has gone missing and realizes one of the party members is the culprit. To surprise Argus, forgives the member and instead expels Nick after being accused of also embezzling funds. One night, after several weeks in a downward spiral, Nick ends up in a local tavern where fate leads him to meet 3 fellow adventurers. After a night of drinking, the 4 bond over their own betrayals and their destroyed ability to trust anyone. This is when Nick hatches on the idea for the 4 to form a party. Thus, the story begins with the party of adventurers united in their belief that humans are bastards and desire to make some honest coin. Pour one out for the boy. For the boy Nick and the lovely party of his. I was gonna say lovely ladies, but I think one of them might be a dude. I can't really tell. Anyway, it's not important. Like realistically, main character is a boy named Nick. That's the tutelar character. Anyway, Nokemono Tachi no Yoru. Obviously, that's not really an important thing. This is like an all girls anime that I'm watching. On top of it, so you know. Anyway, Wisteria is an orphan girl living in a corner of the British Empire at the end of the 19th century. Her life is desolate and bleak until she encounters Barbas, powerful but equally lonely mortal being with a furry appearance. Bounded by hunters together, hounded, not bounded, hounded by hunters together, Wisteria and Barbas roam the empire, populated by humans and human-like beasts in search of a place where they can live together in peace. Okay, this next one, Onichan wa Oshimai. This one's a bit of an oddball, but it's a comedy, so we're gonna give it a chance. Mahiro Oyama was just a normal erotic game loving dude, so he's a pervert. Like, no shame. Say it with your chest. There's no shame in it. As long as you're not, like, peeping or something. You know, don't be a Jiraiya. Or an Isehiro. That's a... Oh boy, that's a dude that really needs a reality check. Anyway, until he woke up one morning as a woman. Turns out his mad scientist's little sister, Mihari, tried out whatever experiments on him with disastrous outcome as far as Mahiro is concerned. But Mihari is determined to study him as he is determined to go back to his shut-in game-playing life. And one thing's for sure, life is going to get a whole lot weirder from here on out. Yeah, I can tell. Uyukumi no Kaina. A world blanketed in an endless and ever-growing ocean of snow. My back just shattered reading that. Rest in peace, my back. The people Ekado living either huddled around the roots of enormous trees, dotting the surface, or high in that canopy which spreads over the planet's atmosphere. Chance meeting between Kaina, a youth from the canopy, and Liliha, a young woman from the surface, sets off a chain of events that will change the fate of the world. Let's see. Otonari no tenshi-sama ni itsu no manika dame ningen ni sareteita ken. Cool. After catching a cold by giving his own umbrella to a girl sitting in the rain, Amane Fujimiya only expects her to eventually return. However, Mahiro Shina, the angel of Amane's school and his neighbor, instead gives him a lot more than that. Instead of just the umbrella, she insists on returning the favor by helping him recover from his cold. However, she is oblivious to the battlefield that is Amane's apartment. The only word Mahiro finds from her mouth to describe the chaos is unsightly, but despite her unsympathetic description, Mahiro proceeds to help the hopeless Amane. Osanori no Tenshi. The very long title follows Amane as he is taking care of Mamoru, who attends to various chores, from cleaning his apartment to cooking dinner. Is there anything that the angel cannot do? Oh, is that like the Angel Next Door anime I saw the trailer for? Let's see. Pokemon. Mezase Pokemon Master. Final story featuring Satoshi and Pikachu to conclude Pokemon 2019. It is the final 11 episodes of my childhood. I actually need to finish the Pokemon 2019. I stopped watching it because Ash went into depression mode again, and I was like, if the writers are going to keep doing this bullshit, I'm just going to stop watching until the next region. Turns out there is no next region. I need to go and watch this now. And I'm like, oh. Anyway, Revenger! As Master Assassin Usui Yuen looks into a series of assassinations made on the Grand Samurai clan, the Satsuma, he encounters Kurima Raizo, member and survivor of one of the attacks. Together, they discover the true nature of these murders is bigger than overstolen resources. As they get closer to the truth, will they come out alive to exact revenge? Oh, no. Rogo ni sonaete isekai de 8 manmai no kinka wo tamemasu. Wow, that's a long title. One day, Mitsuha falls off a cliff and is transported to medieval Europe. A medieval Europe type world. After a near-death encounter with a pack of wolves, she then realizes she's able to transport between two worlds. This one and her own. Taking advantage of this ability, Mitsuha decides to live in both worlds. Calculates that she'll need 80,000 gold coins to be able to retire. Mitsuha now has to come up with different ways to collect her gold coins. So pretty much a NEET who, for whatever reason, was near a cliff, decide goes into another isekai, gets herself isekai, and it's just like, you know what? Here's how I retire. I'm gonna go and collect all in this isekai world to go back and retire. And I'm like, NEETs are funny. Saikyo Onmyoji no Isekai Tenseiki. After the betrayal of his companions, Haruyoshi, the strongest diviner, was on the verge of dying. Hoping to be happy in the next life, he attempted the incarnation technique and was sent to a different world. Born into a family of magicians, the magic he didn't inherit paled in comparison to his previous abilities. As an Onmyoji who needs magic, I'll survive in this world with my old techniques. Ooh. It's the one where the gorilla eats it's that one anime. It's the second season of an anime that I watched. I say we, as if you guys watch all the anime I watch, you know. Not like this has been overwhelming. We got 38 anime this season, minus like 3. Anyway. Spy Kyoshitsu, or yeah, I think Shitsu is the right word. After gruesome war wreaked havoc on the general populace, the governments of the world turned to a more elusive tactic for their agendas, a war fought in the shadows. Lily, a beautiful girl with white locks, is a student in one of the many institutions that train youths into becoming capable spies. Fortunately, despite scoring well in the written exams, she only manages to barely pass her practicals. With no real-world skills to speak of, her hopes of graduating are dismal until she is offered an opportunity to join the mysterious team, Tomoshibi, taking an impassable mission. Excited about the prospect of working with Lily, the enthusiastic accepts. However, she's struck dumb when she arrives at Kagero Palace, and the true purposes of Tomoshibi and its hopeless situation comes into light. Joined by other problematic female spies, along with a mysterious young man spearheading the operation, Lily realizes that this is not the ideal escapade she had pictured. Oh no! So let's torture all of the peoples. Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. After mother passes away, Anne decides to become a silver sugar master, like her mother. A highly regarded occupation in the country of Highland, where very few masters of the craft exist. Anne leaves for the town of Lewiston, where the royal family holds a sugar sculpture competition. To become a silver sugar master, she has to win the top spot and receive a royal medal. In this world, humans treat fairies as slaves and take one of their wings to control them. Anne reluctantly buys a fairy named Shal to be a bodyguard on her way to Lewiston. Anne storms between setting Shal free but needing a bodyguard on the day's roads to the festival. Oh. That's a rip. That's a rip in chat. Technoroid Overmind. Technoroid Overmind is set in the entertainment tower Babel, a new hope found by those who have lost the joy of light as humanity's activities are restricted due to the large-scale climate change caused by the expanded sun. The anime depicts unique units and characters fighting for the top of Babel, pursuing emotions that move people and androids through performances. The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, Northern War. Do I need to explain why we're watching The Legend of Heroes, Trails from Cold Steel anime? No, I don't. It's literally the war in Northumbria that Reen partook in. That's why literally it's The Legend of Heroes. That is the explanation from why I'm watching it. Y'all are more than welcome to read the description. All I need to know is The Legend of Heroes. That's an instant watch from me. Anyway, moving on to the next anime. Tomo-chan wa Onna-noko. Okay. Tomo Aizawa and Junichiro Jun Kubota were the tightest bros you'd ever see. They rough out spar, but through thick and thin, they've got each other's back. Yet there's just one small problem. Tomo's in love with Jun. Since she was young, tomboyish Tomo has been just another one of the guys. Due to extreme muscle-blamed nature, Jun doesn't notice any of her advances, not even when she explicitly confesses. To add insult to injury, for the longest time, he didn't even realize that she was a girl. Tomo-chan follows the comedic hijinks of Tomo and her friends as she tries to catch Jun's eye and escape the infamous bro zone. Oh no! Oh god! Oh, that's gonna that this is either gonna be the funniest shit ever or so fucking cringy I'm gonna drop it partway through. Tondemo skill de Isekai Horo Meshi. Along with 3 other heroes, 27-year-old Koda Tsuyoshi, sorry, is transported into Fantasy World to rescue a kingdom from a mysterious threat. It soon becomes clear that Tsuyoshi has been dragged into the summoning ritual by accident. His only skill turns out to be food menu, which allows him to open an interface where he can purchase and obtain food-related supermarket items from modern Japan. Unceremoniously booted out of the palace, Tsuyoshi sets out on his own into his new world. However, his ability to create delicious dishes unknown to this world soon pays dividends, even attracting the legendary wolf Fenrir. Fenrir is so taken in by the food that the creature immediately forms a contract with Tsuyoshi, becoming his familiar. Followed by this whimsical mythical being, Tsuyoshi takes up a job as a merchant and adventurer, traveling and cooking up mouth-watering meals that never fail to amaze the inhabitants of this world. Oh god, it starts with Tsundere. Tsundere akuyaku reijo liselate to jikyo no endokun to kasetsu no Kobayashi-san. Oh god, that is a mouthful of a title, and my throat was about to die. On the outside, Otome Villainous Liselate or Liselot probably seems foul in every way, a purely evil character. However, as revealed in diary, she is always hiding both her pain and her feelings for Prince Sigurd. While she keeps this locked away, an evil witch ultimately possesses her, leading to her demise, a tragic end for the Tsundere villainess. This is how the story always goes, and coded into the game Magicoi. Broadcasting Club members Ato Endo and Shihono Kobayashi decide to play this game. In another universe, Prince Sigurd hears their voices, believing it to be a divine revelation from a god and goddess. These voices clue him into something he never noticed before. Liselot is actually overwhelmingly adorable. There are no resets in this game, and just one chance to change the future for the ill-fated villainous. In years to come, these two entities who would guide the country to prosperity and greatness would be known as play-by-play Endo and color commentator Kobayashi. Okay, so not like the previous two villainous anime Otome game anime that I've watched. Both were really good. I think one of them's supposed to be getting a season 2, and one of them did. And then of course everyone hates them because isekai. Uh, this is not a isekai at all. It's like well, us were isekai as the viewer, but the actual characters are not. Huh. I don't know what to classify this. I guess fantasy would be the closest thing. Yeah, fantasy and romance. Anyway, that is all the anime. Of course, there's gonna be the continued anime like Precure, and stuff. I believe there's an Akatsu movie coming out. Uh, that I'm like almost never gonna watch. Like it's gonna take like months for me to be able to watch it. Anyway, tell me what you guys thought of. Sorry, not thought of. Tell me what you guys are gonna be watching for the next season down in the comment section down below. That's gonna be it for this video. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time, hopefully with a less sore throat. And as always, stay bright.